I'm going to start by admitting something that most reviewers skip. Buying a 77-inch TV is a gamble, especially when the price tag nudges the upper end of a family budget. The decision point isn't just does it have 4K and HDR, it's whether the unit will actually fit your living room, your viewing habits, and your peace of mind after the purchase. If you're on the fence because you've heard the hype about Samsung's Quantum Dot OLED and you're also worried about a big screen that might become a hassle, this review is meant to strip the fluff away and give you the kind of practical insight you can actually use. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. First things first, this model is the 2023 Samsung QN77S95CA, a 77-inch HDR Quantum Dot OLED that ships with a 2-year extended protection plan. The extended plan is the only thing that's truly extra in the box. Everything else is the TV itself, the stand, the remote, and the usual cables. What matters most is how that OLED panel behaves in the spaces where people actually watch TV. A bright living room with windows, a dim home theater, a kids' play area, and a multi-user environment where you might be gaming, streaming, or scrolling through a sports ticker. If you're a movie buff who loves deep blacks and a cinematic feel, the OLED panel is the biggest draw. Samsung's Quantum Dot layer pushes color accuracy higher than a standard LED, and the self-emitting pixels mean you get true infinite contrast. In a controlled lighting setup, think a dedicated home theater or a room where you can draw blackout curtains. The TV delivers that velvety black that makes a 77-inch screen feel more like a personal cinema. I've seen people use a TV this size as a primary display for a console, and the OLED's ability to render fast motion without blooming is a real advantage for high frame rate games like first-person shooters or racing titles. You'll notice less halo around bright objects, which is a subtle but consistent improvement over premium CLEDs. On the flip side, the OLED panel isn't a cure-all for bright rooms. I've spoken with owners of similar-sized Samsung OLEDs who report that daytime glare can wash out the picture when the TV is opposite a large window. The panel's peak brightness is respectable around 700 nits, but it won't dominate sunlight the way a top-end LED can. If your main viewing area is a sunlit family room and you don't want to invest in window treatments, you might find the picture less impressive than the spec sheet promises. That's the hidden trade-off. The Quantum Dot enhancement helps color, but it doesn't magically turn the TV into a daylight-proof display. Another practical concern is the physical footprint. A 77-inch screen typically measures about 67 inches wide, which means the stand alone takes up roughly 30 inches of depth. If you're planning to place this on a media console, you'll need a sturdy piece of furniture that can handle both the weight, the TV alone is close to 90 pounds, and the heat output. In real homes, the TV's stand often requires a lower cabinet or a wall mount, and the mounting process can be a bit fiddly because the back panel includes a slew of ports and cable management clips. The included remote is the standard Samsung One remote, which works fine for basic navigation, but you'll quickly discover that the TV's on-screen menus are a bit deeper than you'd like if you're trying to toggle picture modes while a game's loading screen flashes. I've found the voice control function helpful when you're in the middle of a movie and want to skip a scene, just say "next episode" and it obeys, but it still feels like an extra layer rather than a seamless experience. Now let's talk about the extended protection plan that comes bundled. Samsung's 2-year service pack covers accidental damage, which is a smart addition for a family with kids or pets. The cost of that plan is already baked into the price you see on Amazon, so if you weigh the risk of a cracked screen against that price, it may make the overall deal feel more secure. That said, the plan doesn't extend the standard manufacturer warranty. It's a separate contract that you'll have to claim through a dedicated portal. If you're the type of buyer who reads the fine print and likes to have a safety net, this is a real value point. If you're comfortable living with the base warranty, you might see it as an unnecessary markup. Who should buy this TV? First, households where the TV will be the central hub for high-end entertainment. Think dedicated movie nights, serious gaming sessions, or a streaming setup that includes a soundbar and maybe a separate AV receiver. The sheer size makes it ideal for a larger living space where you can sit several feet back without losing intimacy. If you value color fidelity and deep blacks more than raw brightness, this OLED model lines up nicely. It also makes